Dan Hurley's out. Scott Drew's out. But a new candidate has emerged, and we're not stoked about it. We're going to talk about that today on the Wildcats Today podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Stefaniak, writer and editor over at Wildcats Today, joined as always by my co-host, Carson Nash. Carson, you were having a good day, and then this happened, and now I saw you wouldn't punch that door behind you. How are we feeling about this?
I'm a little confused. I would say confused is the right word. I just don't necessarily know what route Mitch is going down at this point,
Okay, so the name is Mark Pope, BYU's coach Mark Pope. So we won't get deep into Scott Drew said no, Hurley said no. There's no reason to deep dive into that. It's reality now. So we kind of got left going. Well, where do you go from here? We've heard Billy Donovan. We've heard Bruce Pearl. We've heard the Miller guy from Xavier. No thank you on Pope and on Miller. I would much prefer Donovan and Pearl. I'd take Shaka Smart. I'd take all those, over Mark Pope. I know he played at Kentucky, and I know he's had success at BYU. I just don't, with what Kentucky fans have gone through these last 3 years, 4 years, lack of success. Not, last Elite Eight run was in 19. Like, we need something to happen now. Call us haters. Tell us we're wrong. That's fine. I am not a Mark Pope believer. I've seen some folks. It's funny, from writing the articles I do and post them on Facebook and different places, I get a feel for who people want. I wrote an article about Bruce Pearl, about 50-50. And then I wrote something about, I didn't write anything about Mark Pope, but I've been seeing people every once in a while, someone will say Mark Pope, and it's like 2%. Like, there are people who like Mark Pope. And so that's you. Tell us why in the comments. I'm not in on it. Carson, Mark Pope, thoughts, go. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No
disrespect to him. He's done a good job at BYU.
Mark Pope. Of course, he's a Wildcat in heart. He played here. We love him. But, just the list of candidates, there's so many better candidates. And, it's like, I would be fine with Bruce Pearl, but I don't think I would be fine with Mark Pope. And of course, I think our top choices right now are, I think Billy Donovan should be at the top of the list. But the only thing with Billy D is you got to wait until he's done with his season before anything can come from that.
And they're going to be in the play-in. So there's a chance that if they make it out of the play-in, Billy Donovan wouldn't be your coach for about 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks. So then you ask the question, how does he put together a roster, knowing he's not a college coach that's like, okay, I'll bring my former players or I'll bring my recruiting class. He can't bring Alex Caruso or Colby White or Vucevic with you. I wish we could. That'd be great, but we can't. So Donovan I think that he would struggle to put together a competitive roster in his first year, knowing that a lot of the solid players in the portal would be already committed. He wouldn't have a roster to bring with him, and he wouldn't have a recruiting class to bring over with him. So the question, where do we go? Where do we go from here? And Mark Pope, I'm in on Billy Donovan, but I think this year could be, air quotes, a throwaway year. I am not in on Mark Pope. I'm just not. And maybe we're wrong. But I just
so what is your list looking like?
I would say number 1, Bruce Pearl. Number 2, Billy Donovan. And then number 3 is those names, Shaka Smart. I've said I like Tommy Lloyd at Arizona. I don't think he'll even get offered the job, but I wish they would offer it to him. So Tommy Lloyd, it kind of in that range. Rick Pitino in that range of 3, and then we've got a mountain. We've got the Himalayas between 3. And then here's Mark Pope, and then Miller from Xavier. I just am not. Kentucky is one of, if not the best programs in college basketball history. You can't swing and miss this hire. Yes, I'm going to exclaim a little bit. You can't swing and miss this hire. And once again, let's say Mark Pope gets hired. You and I I will number 1 Mark Pope fan T-shirt. We're rooting for him. We're backing him. but
Yeah,
it's
of
not who I
course.
want them to hire. So it's
Yeah.
not like we're gonna be those guys that are like, man, that was a bad hire. We're not gonna be that. I told you so. We don't want if they hire him, let's ride. We're in. But I'm just telling you, I think you can hire a better coach than Mark Pope. So that's my list right now. What's your list look like?
Yeah, so mine's looks some sort of like yours. My number one is I think Billy D is my number one. I just think
Yeah,
he's the best coach out of
I agree
everyone
with you on
left.
that. X's
And
nose, all that, no question.
and next year might be a little bit of a challenge, but with the new recruiting landscape and NIL, I think you'll be able to field a decent team. And with him being such a great coach, I think you'll be able to maybe make round of 32, Sweet 16, hopefully, and that'd be fine in his first year. But Billy
Yeah,
D, you'd also get for 10 extra years, and you'd get, a coach who went back to back at Florida. So he knows success, and he knows how to be a great coach and a winner. And then my number two is actually our old friend Ricky Pitino.
mm-hmm.
The Don. And it might be kind of tough for Mitch to pull that string. It might be a little tough for him too. But
Yeah,
at this point, if we're considering Mark Pope as a candidate, why can't you consider Rick? I mean,
yeah,
I would take the off the court issues just for us to be successfand at this point.
yeah. I would too.
Because you know what you're getting with Rick Pitino. I
Yeah,
mean, let's not forget it's Rick Pitino.
yeah,
Um, and then my number three is definitely Bruce Pearl, because I think Bruce Pearl would come in, and Bruce Pearl lives for stuff like this. He
yeah.
he would
He'd
he
be a
would love
perfect
the
fit
fans.
personality wise. Yeah,
He would love the fans. Kentucky would be fun again, man. He would make
yeah,
this place a great time. And he's had success in the past. He's made a Final Four. Mark Pope hasn't done that. He's made a Final Four. Rick Pitino, of course, has won a natty.
and who
Billy
made Bruce
Donovan's won
Pearl
a
went to one
natty.
to Tennessee too. Bruce Pearl's been, correct. Bruce Pearl's been to two. He took Auburn and Tennessee to one.
Yes, he took
Yeah.
Tennessee to Elite Eight.
I'm pretty sure.
Because remember, Tennessee still has Tennessee has 0.
Oh
Final
yeah,
Four.
you're right. You're right. Then I don't know why I thought.
No, they were
But
closed. They went to the
I
Elite
thought,
Eight in 2009, 2010, because I was looking at that today.
yeah, I thought. I don't know why I thought he took someone else to the Final Four. I'm looking that up. Yeah,
No, but I mean, and that Auburn team, let's be honest, they could have went to the national championship game if it wasn't for a bad call. So,
yeah.
I
No,
like
you're
Bruce.
right. It was one Final Four. You're right.
I like Bruce, and I wouldn't be mad at Tommy Lloyd or Shaka Smart. I mean, it wouldn't be like,
I don't see that happening.
I don't think it would be as exciting as if you did get Billy Donovan or if you got Rick Pitino or Bruce Pearl. I think those three are by far and away the best out of the bunch that you can get at this point.
I'm with you on that.
And Rick and Bruce would not turn you down. They wouldn't. They wouldn't be like, my wife doesn't want to come here. They would accept the job.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
And I mean, Billy D too. I think Billy D too. You forget his wife's from Lexington. I mean, his kids were born here. And he coached here. So I mean, I don't think Billy would turn us down. I just think it's the waiting game that Mitch
you have to wait. And then what would that do for your team next season? That's my only question with Billy D. And then his adjustment back to the new world of college basketball, what it is compared to what it was when he was at Florida.
But I think Billy's a cold-blooded killer, man.
Yeah.
He's got that Rick Pitino in him. I mean, he's part of the Rick Pitino coaching tree. So he has that. He'll take the jugular. He goes right for the jugular. So I think he would surround himself with guys who would get him to where he wanted to be to win games, because that's what Billy Donovan's about. He wants to win games, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Carson. Any other thoughts on this coaching search?
Not really. It's going to be very interesting to see how all this plays out, because I mean, we were in the process of recording this same podcast. We had to re-record it because of the Mark Pope news. So
we were 25 minutes in, and we were just like, we just can't have the Mark Pope news that is now like the hot news be like the last 4 minutes of this thing. We got to rerun this. So
but I also we were ending it. I wanted to thank everybody, because we hit 500 subscribers on the last podcast. I'd really like to thank you all, and we're new, so we're trying to grow, but we love bringing you all content, and We love conversating with you in the comments. So
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Yeah, 500 is awesome. I really do appreciate it. 1,000's the next goal. Let's get there. That's what we're shooting for. So, hitting that subscribe button.
Tell a buddy about it.
Of course, tell a friend too. And you got to remember, my grandparents are always like, well, how much does it cost to subscribe? It's Gigi, it's free. It's free to subscribe to YouTube. So don't forget that. We're saying subscribe. It's just pressing the button. But it helps the show out a ton. Hit the like button. Turn on the notification bell so you know when we post. So we really appreciate it. We really do. We want to build a great community here and really start something special. And it's all thanks to y'all listening every day, commenting, liking, subscribing. So we appreciate it. 1,000 is the next goal. But yeah, we'll bring you fun content throughout the week, throughout the weekend, next week. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to all figure it out together. And let us know in the comments, who do you want Kentucky's next head coach to be? Mark Pope? Yay, nay?
Give us your top 3.
Yeah, give us your top 3 and give us your thoughts on Mark Pope. We're curious to hear all of that. But that's going to do it for today's episode of the Wildcats Today podcast. Thank you all so much for being here every single day, and have a great rest of your day today, and we will see you next time.